Good tackle in the middle. It's Ramirez who's come all the way back to help out the defence. And he plays for Olympia. Back home. The top of the table. Has been on the bench for the first team on occasion as the Honduras centre-back, but has not yet featured for them. Goalie lining up another.
Ayo Indonesia.
Free kick then for Indonesia.
Ingin
Lining up another organisation.
kita harus menang.
For Indonesia.
Ayo, 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 yo, ayo, kita harus menang.
He's got them in order, and he's got his own things in order too, because he makes a comfortable save. He's got them in order, and he's got his own things in order. First real shot on target then in the game. Indonesia having the better of it in the opening 10 or so minutes. Still 0-0. Finally, Arana managed to bring Honduras forward, but there's too many defenders around there and not enough Hondurans in the penalty area to be able to profit from it. Well, already on a yellow card, he already knows that he's going to miss the next round, the man who plays for Real España. They might be called Real España, but they are still a Honduran side, not a Spanish one. Spanish links, though, between the two countries, obvious. You go back long, that's far enough. Good free kick there for a second. I think Al Ghazani thought that he might get something, but the Persia Jakarta man didn't. Honduras, first chance to attack, and it goes wide. There from Luis Suazo. 17-year-old man who's on Braga's books in Portugal. One of the bigger names in this Honduran under-17 side. That wasn't the easiest angle to be able to convert from there, though. Suazo scored a hat-trick in the 8-0 win over Bonaire during the CONCACAF under-17 qualifiers for this event. Calm being called for from the Indonesian coach, Arianto. It's all about slowing down the big moments for these boys. We all know how to play football. It's dealing with it when the pressure is on. Can you reproduce what you know you can do when you absolutely have to? That's what separates the great players from the merely good. Slowing time down, giving yourself that time. Well, Honduras trying to play their way out of defence and getting themselves into trouble. Every time the Indonesians get their foot on the ball, a whole host of screams coming from the crowd, willing them forward. There are the Indonesian supporters, you can see in that stand over there. There's Panji, captain of the Indonesian side, who plays for Bali United. And their youth team got to break into the first team. Ow. That is a throw and a half. 15 minutes gone. Honduras 0, Indonesia 0. A bit of advice coming from head coach of Honduras, Israel Canales, for one of the ball bounces through harmlessly into the hands of Rajasa. Rajasa back into the lineup. On the bench for the first two games, but gets his chance here in this last one. Kasih was the man who was in goal for the first two games. And he plays for Dua United. Into the middle by Indonesia again, but there's no real plan at the moment what they're going to do with it. It's whacked away, and it'll be a throw-in off the boot of the left-back Oliva. Despite the raucous nature of the game, you can hear the two coaches barking their instructions. It's made by Baker. 16-year-old who played for Melbourne City. Has actually played for the first team for the Australian side. More often than not, he's on the bench. Indonesia again. That ball was looking through to Alberto. Despite the Latin nature of his name, Fadli Alberto is Indonesian. And has played 90 minutes in both games so far. Starts again here. That's a good chance in the middle. And again, it was these for a Tulip trying to get in. Good ball forward. Honduras now with a real attack. Oh, it's a wild slash at goal by Rana. Having picked up a yellow card earlier in the game that will keep him out of the next game if they make it that far. This was a chance to atone. Good defending, though, by Rajasa. Rajasa, Hoppenbrouwers, give him his full name, and you won't be surprised with a name like that. He's on the books at Utrecht in the Netherlands. Magoli into the path now of Al-Ghazani. Panji, the captain. Conjuring out wide. Captain again has a little look up to see what's on and slides a neat little ball forward, but good covering. Has it back again from Razik. Alberto surrounded. By Baker. 20 minutes gone, still goalless on pitch 2 here at Al Rayyan at the Aspire zone. Indonesia having much the better of the possession of the territory, looking for a killer shot though, and that ball unable to be collected by Merza for Ratula. And also really struggling to come away. Here comes Rafi Rashik. This is better. And a spectacular save needed from the Honduran goalkeeper, Valladares. be a slightly easier catch. Good work on that far side by Rashik. Just couldn't quite cut it back enough to find a teammate. Down the line nicely from Tanjun. Here comes Rashik. Again, he's up on the other side now. Last attack, he was down the left. This time he's down the right. Back to Dui. All the pressure coming from the men in red. Here comes Fulasta. Ivandra Fulasta keeping it in Indonesian possession. Moving the ball forward by Goli. And that will be a free kick, I think, given there against Rashik. Rashik with 2 appearances so far, and was part of that squad that finished 3rd at the qualifying event, including playing in the knockout stages. Halfway through the first half, and Israel Canales' team of Honduras can't break down Nova Ariantos in Indonesia, but it's the same the other way around. It is even more prevalent the other way around because Indonesia have done most of the attacking. This is better, picked up again by Rana. It's going to be collected though by Baker. There's an awful lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy that we've seen so far in the first part of this game, but they need some poise, a cool head amongst all of the frenetic movement. So far we haven't seen any of that. And it's important to emphasise these kids are all under 18. It's the under 17 World Cup, but you have to be under 17 at a certain date to qualify for this. Most of the players who are here are actually 17 now when it started. Good ball in, and finally a chance to shoot. Metsa Ferjatula got the shot away, but it hit a Honduran defender. Long ball forward, but that tactic hasn't worked so far very well for Honduras. It's inevitably ended up giving possession back to the Asian side. Nazril, though, has given away a free kick. Nazril Afaro, another of the Persib Bandung band. Good defending in the end by Medina from that shot towards his goal. Metsa Ferjatula. His first goal here. Back to the path then of Ali Ghazani. Honduras throwing a pretty low block, no high press about them at all today. They are clearly concerned about the pace of the Indonesian side. Now, though, they're trying to break themselves. Now this is one of those moments where they could take full advantage. This is a handy break, and that was actually going wide. There was offside anyway on that far side. Rajasa wasn't to know that. Was being honed in on by Suarezzo. Suarezzo, the man who had a hat-trick in qualifying. Just the one appearance so far in this event before tonight. Corner kick. Set piece then for Honduras. It's a good ball in. Good work by the goalkeeper, Rajasa. Just as well, because there was a Honduran on his own behind him. Ball still not away, though. Honduras continuing the attack in open play this time. It's Ramirez. Sliding off. Took a little bit too long to try to get there and make that cross. So Zambia have gone in front against Brazil. They were second in the table to the South Americans, but they are now top of the table. Those two sides have both qualified, but it's all about seedings now for the knockout rounds between those two, which is why it's not a dead rubber at all. Indonesia on the attack. Up by Fadli Alberto. Looked after by Azu. Nice ball back inside again, and the best chance, and the follow-up. First shot by Goli, the follow-up by Nerza. And Valladares needed to keep it 0-0. Great work outside on that left-hand side. Evandra. It was Goli who sent the cross in. Evandra with the first shot, and Merza with the follow-up. Biggest chance of the game so far goes to the midfielder, Falasta Evandra. The great honour that would have been to have opened his account here in Qatar in this group campaign. Here is the midfielder again. Little 1-2, that was almost nice. Good idea, just didn't quite have the execution. Trying to play their way through the lines. That ball trying to find, here he comes again, Goli. Goalkeeper's needed again. Valladares is being kept busy, particularly from that left-hand side. Shot coming in from Alberto after good work by Goli as well in that latest attack. Forward by Baker. Alfaro beats it out into the path of Ali Ghazani, and again Ali Ghazani sliding tackle coming in on him. from Suazo. Half an hour gone, Honduras 0, Indonesia 0, but the Indonesians are getting nearer and nearer to the opening goal as we head into the last quarter of an hour of the first half. Eyes up. Honduras are surely going to get tired here mentally as much as anything else from all of this defending that they're doing. Indonesia trying that left flank again with Goli having a terrific opening half out. All from distance. Well, it's always going to have to be something super incredible to score from that kind of distance. So the shot from Alberto. It was a good attempt as well from the left-sided midfielder to score for the first time in this competition. That will go all the way back into the hands of Rajasa. Been untroubled so far, the Utrecht shot stopper. Followed by Al Ghazani again. Cutting back inside is Frolasta. Fielder trying to follow into the penalty area. There's an awful lot of good movement here being put in by the Asian side, but just lacking that last little piece, that composure I was talking about earlier. You can turn it all on in training and in games where they would start as favourite, but once you get to the big competition and you know that your standing in the game, your future in the game is on the line, who is it that can really stand firm and repeat exactly what they know they're capable of doing on any other day in the heat of battle? Good little turn. Forward comes Suazo. Runs into a problem though. The ball is jammed back into the penalty area and is blocked by the captain Panji. Suazo again, and he's got himself a free kick on the edge of the area too. The man at the other end who had such a good chance, Ivandras Florasta, who's given away this free kick right in the dangerous part of the pitch. This is a huge opportunity now for Honduras. And we're right back into that conversation about calm. Belief in your ability. Joshua Palacios and Darrell Oliva standing over the ball. Suazo goes into the box. Rajasa, pensive, as indeed is a Honduran coach, Marian Babu. Goli is creating the doorstop. Yeah, no good putting your hands over your head like that, because if the ball hits them, that will be regarded as an unnatural position. Part of the learning process. So long ago that we didn't have anybody doing that at the base of walls. So then either centre-back Palacios or left-back Oliva to take this. Palacios! Oliva, and the goalkeeper makes the save fairly comfortably from the left-back. Indonesia resume their assault of the Honduran goal. Ball comes in from Goli. And it goes from Reyes. Backheel by Suazo. Goli, this time, unusually for him, goes backwards instead of forwards. Got another chance here, though. Down the line to Alberto. And it'll go out for a throw-in. Well, the statistics, I think, are going to surely show that most of the attacking efforts from Indonesia have been down that left-hand side. Now, little ball into the middle from Rafi Rashik. And that one is repelled as well. Rajasa, first thing he's had to do in the game. And got down well. That's been stolen away. Honduras on the counter-attack. That's a little bit hard, and good intervention by Panji. Amador trying to find some space. The right back. Goes for Lobos. Back home. Oliver back on defensive duties. Feel like the game needs a goal here to set something up for the second half. Indonesia trying to come up with, there's nobody in a red shirt though in the box when that ball came in, and a good one it was as well from Rafi. Nobody there to follow up. The first yellow card of the game, second yellow card of the game seems to have come out of the pocket of our referee. Oh yeah, a little bit of a wild. So the captain Panji into the referee's book. Panji not one of those in danger of suspension though. A really tough free kick to take from right in the middle of the park. On there by Flores, the captain. And then wildly skewed over the top. Lack of patience sometimes when you shoot from that distance. Not believing in the process and just losing your patience, as I say, and just going for it from a really unrealistic distance. Looking for the super goal, which don't come around very often, even for the pros. And Baker. Back from Alberto. Nazril. Again, not being patient, trying to pull the trigger from far too far out. That's nice, neat play there in the middle from the centre-back, Palacios. On the far side, it's Goli in defensive duty for a change as he tries to stop Arana getting onto the ball. Happy with that challenge. 40 minutes gone, 5 minutes to go until the break. Still goalless on pitch 2 in the Aspire zone between Honduras and Indonesia. Neat ball, Mersa. And well taken though in the middle by the Honduran keeper, Valladares. There's another of those players on the books at Olympia, the Honduran league leaders. Decent ball, a little bit too much on that. And Rafi knows it. It was the right ball, but he just hit it too hard. Picked up by Reyes. Surrounded though by Indonesians, including Aizar, who made the challenge. One of the four changes from the last game made by Indonesia today. Gouli has come into the middle of the park and lays it out wide into the path of Aizar, the centre-back. He's forward to midfielder Lazriel. And Nazriel will be denied by Reyes, and it'll be a corner. 3 minutes to go until the break. Tension obvious in the physique of Nura Arianto, even though he's trying to look as though he's calm. It's difficult to be calm when you get to this stage of a competition. And you're either going to be organising the trip home tomorrow night or knockout stages. Ball in. Dealt with again, though, by Honduras. Suazo trying to get onto it, showing good strength. However, doesn't come away with the ball because of good persistence coming in from Rafi. Left wing back, who's whistles you can hear it because there are other pitches around, by the way. That one is from this pitch. Oliver being told in no uncertain terms that you can't just go in like that. Evandro went down. There's no yellow card. Just a warning, just to tone it back. Baker. Out it goes again into the path of Alberto. Been a little bit too much shooting from outside the area, in my view, in this first half. Rather than working the chances and trying to open up the defence, they've pulled the trigger slightly too quickly of Indonesia in this first 45 minutes. And have been letting Honduras off lightly as a result. Strangely left by Oliver, and that conceded possession back to Indonesia. You see, there you go again, shot from distance. This time by Gouli. And, well, you're buying a lottery ticket when you try something from that distance out. On top in every aspect except for the scoreline as we head towards the last few seconds of this first half. It's a nice little ball drawing Aizar forward. Now on to Rafi. Rafi goes crunching into the advertising hoardings, but at least will come away with the corner from that. A robust challenge by Martin. Emmanuel Martin, 16-year-old, plays for Motagua. Sends Rafi sprawling. Oh, they've robbed the ball. Nazriel. Needs some brave goalkeeping from Valladares to bail his defender out. that's the minute of time added on gone, and the referee blows. It's been a half that has been a little bit frantic, not very controlled by either side. Most of the pressure, though, coming from Indonesia. Honduras soaking up that pressure. Best chances coming for Evandra in the 30th minute with a good shot that was saved, and Mireza followed up with a rebound over the bar for Honduras. Well, they had a free kick by Oliver that was saved by Rajasa, but apart from that, there's not been much in front of goal. And so at half-time, it is Honduras 0, Indonesia 0.
We'd like to acknowledge the effort of our many volunteers who have worked tirelessly to ensure the successful delivery of matches at this venue. We thank them with all of their enthusiasm, their passion, and their dedication. Please put your hands together for our volunteers. تود فيفا واللجنة المحلية المنظمة لكأس العالم تحت 17 سنة قطر 2025 بجهود المتطوعين والمتطوعات الذين عملوا بلا كل لضمان التنظيم الناجح للمباريات في هذا الملعب. نشكرهم على ما أدوه من حماس وشغف وتفاني، فلنصفق لهم بحرارة. Dear fans, we would like to inform you that vaping and smoking are not permitted in the stadium for this event. أيها الجمهور الكريم، نحقق علما بأنه لا يسمح بالتدخين أو استخدام السجائر الإلكترونية داخل الملعب خلال هذه البطولة.
So 11 attempts at goal there for Indonesia, 7 for Honduras. That seems very optimistic for them. 11 free kicks overall, 6 of which came to Honduras, 1 of which they got on target from a direct free kick. But overall, the chances a little bit few and far between. So then goalless at half-time. We'll be hoping for a little better in the second half, with both sides' futures at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup very much on the line.
Like I do.
Welcome back to pitch 2 at the Aspire zone here in Al Rayyan in Qatar, where the concluding matches of the group stage of the 2025 FIFA Under-17 World Cup are happening. These two sides probably won't be amongst those going forward, not on the evidence of the first half or indeed the first 2 games, but some substitutions at half-time might make a difference. So then, Reyes has come off and been replaced by 17-year-old Jason Ariola. Scored in the game against Zambia. I'll be hoping that he can do that again here. Also changes on the other side as well, with Dimasari Prasetto also coming on. Well, the man who played in both the opening 2 games. 60 minutes against Brazil. Played first half against Zambia. Nil-nil at the break then. 45 minutes to either book a place in the next round or book a place on the plane home. There are no more errors to be made. The drinks have been ordered at the Last Chance Saloon. Now they just need to drink them. 0-0. First half, we had a couple of chances on each side. The best of them for Indonesia, though. They had 11 shots at goal. Best of them by Vandra, which brought a good save from Valladares. And the rebound should maybe have been put away as well by Merza. And the first touch in the second half for Rajasa, who had little or no work to do except save a free kick from Oliver after 35 minutes. Honduras spent most of the first half retreating into defence, putting a low block up and then trying to break, which they didn't do particularly effectively. Indonesia above them in the table on goal difference. Neither side have picked up any points, but Indonesia have conceded fewer goals than their tonight's opposition. Rasta. Now it's turn for Indonesia to try to fast break. That should be offside, I would imagine. However, they'll carry on. Chance here for Merza. Still continuing. Rasta can't create any space, so sends it out to Alfaro. He sends it out wide. There are still men forward for this break. Chance for Ahmed, one of the 3 substitutes at half-time for Indonesia to get his first touch. The other one was Azka, and spilled by the keeper. Gets it at the second attempt. Oh, they're appealing for a penalty here. Video support, the 4th official. And so Mr. Babu is going over to have a look. So, video support car must have been offered up there by Nora Arianto. First check, is it onside? You're asking if it was a handball there as well. Well, I mean, it didn't result in a goal, so this must be the real video support. Is this going to be a penalty? Well, the shot had gone, but he was certainly late anywhere else on the pitch, and that would be a free kick. Referee's made his decision.
The defender doesn't
So it's a penalty. Oh, and the Hondurans want to appeal that, do they? Well, I'm not quite sure how they can appeal that, but I mean, the referee has made his decision based on the video evidence. It was a perfectly weighted ball forward and a perfect run from Merza. Palacios, the man who came sliding in wildly and wiped out the centre forward for Indonesia. Excuse me. Oliver, the man who came sliding in and wiped out the Indonesia centre forward. The man who took the free kick in the first half that drew the only real save needed from Rajasa in the first half. With the penalty being accorded, that means that Indonesia's video support card, they didn't lose it, so they retain it. The referee now explaining to the Honduran coach. It's a very new system, this, so everybody is getting used to it. Video support system. There's no VAR, no video assistant referee, so it's just the referee and the technician looking. Penalty kick confirmed. Valladares now needs to be strong. 4-5 minutes into the second half. Indonesia here with a golden chance to try to get in front. Here we go. Beautifully done by Ivandra Florasta. The man who came closest to opening the scoring in the first half has indeed done it in the second. It confirms Indonesia's place in third place, where they started at kickoff. And the 17-year-old who was involved in the qualifying competition earlier in the year comes up with his first goal for the under-17s, and what a goal it could be. They will need more if they're to have real hope of making into the 8 top third-place teams from the groups, but that is a good start. Honduras 1, Indonesia, Honduras 0, Indonesia 1. Now they need to stay strong. It's an old saying, but you're never so vulnerable as when you've just scored. Meanwhile, Israel Canales wants his team to retain their cool heads as well. Well, it certainly hit the hand there of the Indonesian captain, but he didn't know an awful lot about it. So another penalty immediately. Cool heads did not prevail against the Indonesian side, and a chance here for Honduras to come straight back into it, and they do through Suazo. And suddenly, parity. Barely a minute later. No goals through the first 50 minutes, and then suddenly back-to-back penalties. Rajasa sent the wrong way. And Suazo gets his first goal in his second match here at this championship. Honduras 1, Indonesia 1. Suazo with the foul, and he was refusing to give the ball back. Here's Florasta, who's felled by the opposing captain Ramirez. Oh dear, that is not clever. That is not clever. And Ramirez could be in all kinds of trouble here. Red mist suddenly rising into the eyes of the man who should know better as the captain and skipper of this side. I mean, it was a bit of a dive. It was a foul, but it was a bit of a dive. Ramirez, by the looks of it, is not even going to get booked, which is very fortuitous. Flores on his back there because his full name is Davide Alexander Flores Ramirez. And, well, there we go. At least he did get booked. It would have been amazing had he not been. If it had been a red card, then they could have used a video support to challenge it. But you can't do that for yellows. In comes the free kick from Indonesia, which is straight into the wall. Florasta, upended by his opposite number, Amador. Matador there. Well, we were looking for goals, and suddenly two came along at once. Not from open play, though. Now wide again by Flores Ramirez. Just one to break quickly, but good defending stopped them doing it. With the captain, Panji, Ipufu Panji, Baker, being allowed to come quite a long way into Honduran half. Decent ball forward as well, and the shot from Ivandra is well wide. He's been one of the more important players on the pitch as the midfielder, Ivandra Florasta. Good tackle in midfield by Flores. However, the ball is being given back the other way again, and that's a nice little weave around. The goalkeeper's seen this early, though, and Valladares makes a good sortie out of his area. Two captains again come to blows. Definitely not interested this time, though. And Kazani feeds it out wide. Zambia leading in the other game. They would win the group with that 1-0 scoreline against Brazil. Coming into this game, or these last round of matches, with 11 goals scored, none conceded, but Zambia breaching their net for the first time in this group stage. Honduras, meanwhile, have conceded 13 goals in 2.5 games. And now that Indonesia have scored as well, Honduras have scored as well, Indonesia have conceded 8, so still holding on to their +4 goal difference advantage over the Hondurans. A draw, though, will definitely not be enough to get you through to the knockout stages. Doesn't do either side any favours. Forward by Baker. And all the way through and out. Master Dimas. Dimas has been involved in all 3 games. Hasn't played 90 minutes in any of them, though. Indonesia again coming forward, nice little ball into Mirza. Mohamed Mirza there being well accompanied by Medina. Played 90 minutes against Brazil, did the 17-year-old Osmel Medina, but only 28 minutes against Zambia as a substitute. Back in the side today, though. Indonesian corner, hour gone. And Baker rose at the far post but couldn't direct. Melbourne City man runs away disappointed. Nazril. El Ghazani again feeds it down the line. Less than half an hour for these two sides to keep themselves in this competition. Already a dozen or so countries have qualified for the next round. As that ball again comes into the middle for Indonesia. It's been a little bit more even, though, in this second half. Indonesia not quite dominating possession and territory in the way they did the first. At least that's how it feels. Little ding ball inside, that was nice. However, just a little bit too far there in front of Dimas Adi. Asian sides, both the Koreas have made it through, Korea Public and Korea DPR. No Central American side as yet, but the South Americans of Venezuela have made it through, as have Brazil. Quite a number of European sides have made it through, led by England, who were the first to actually in third place in their group. I'm thinking of the senior side, who were the first team to qualify for the Senior World Cup from UEFA. That was a sliding challenge that was a bit ugly by Arzu. Denzel Arzu, one of the 16-year-olds in this side. There aren't many of them. It's another man who plays for Olympia. A little bit too enthusiastic there in that challenge, coming through Fendi Ahmad. Evander Forlaster again over the ball. This time a little dinked one into the area. Well dealt with. Got out to him, Mierza. Mierza! Deflected. Who off though? It'll be a corner. It's a nice ball in, but it was well dealt with early on by the centre-back Palacios. Mierza though followed up. Too many white shirts in the way though. Well, neither of these two sides will probably get through even with a win now, unless there's a goal rush between now and the end, and there's been no evidence so far to suggest that there will be one. Oh, another video support card has been issued. Are we after another penalty? First of all, is it offside? Could well be. So, next question is the handball from the shot by Mierza. Well, I don't think it's from the Palacios header. It'll be from the shot here. Well, hands are behind the back for a start. Even if that has hit him, he's turning round, to be fair, but you can see him hands hard against the body, which you could argue is not a natural position. So the two coaches summoned. So yeah, no penalty. That means that video support card will be lost. Oh yeah. Nora Arianto. However, Indonesia do get the corner. Will be taken by Fabio. Fabio sends it in. That was well kept in at the near post, actually. It was not a terrifically accurate corner kick. Now a chance for Suazo. That's going to be a free kick the other way, though. A little bit unnecessary, because they probably would have ended up having a throw-in or at least good possession in that half, but instead chucked it away completely. Suazo knew. We are halfway through the second half, and it's Honduras 1, Indonesia 1. Nice ball. Here comes Evander again. It's a really good ball into the middle, but Fabio unable to take advantage with the goalkeeper looming above him. It's a lovely ball in. That's a defender's nightmare. But Fabio Azca unable to get there in time. Having played the second half in the second game against Zambia. It's a good turn. Flores. Back into the path of Amador. Alfaro, 17 attempts at goal now. 6 of them have come in this second half. 7 shots on target. But again, you wouldn't call them big chances as they're called these days. Clear-cut chances as we used to call them. Suazo not happy that the referee runs away from his appeal for a free kick. And Indonesia run up the other end of the pitch on a counter-attack. That's a neat clearance. Away by Flores, who had dropped all the way back into defensive midfield to help out his players. That's where Venezuela are in a strong position, 2-0 up against Haiti. And that's because England are beating Egypt, who were leading Group E. So that's about to swap round. That has England's chances a great deal of help as well if they can hold on to that. Only 25 minutes in, though, those two games. The other two games that are happening at the same time as these ones, as Panji disappears over the advertising hoarding. A bit too much enthusiasm coming from Oliver there, trying to get his hands on his ball after trying to get his feet on the ball. Long ball in, here it comes again. That's a whopping great throw. We've seen long throws become de rigueur again in the English Premier League of late, having gone out of favour for a few years. Honduras look like they've got one. He's got elastic bands in his shoulders. That's where South Korea and Switzerland confirmed their places in the knockout rounds. Switzerland top of Group F, followed by South Korea. Mexico losing out, so they remain on 3 points with a goal difference of 0. And when you consider the goal differences of the two teams on display here today, that shows you the uphill task they have. Indonesia with a free kick. That's a decent ball into the middle, but again, it's not very dangerous and over the top. It's a good delivery by Evandela. Baker again couldn't keep it down. Inside the last 20 minutes. Still 1-1. Both these sides at the moment heading out of the competition in 3rd and 4th, Indonesia and Honduras respectively. Good interception, but it's going to come through anyway to Miazza. Good ball in, trying to confirm. Oh, what a shot that is! And what a goal by Fadli Alberto! That's the way to take control of a tie. Wasn't an awful lot that the Honduran goalkeeper Valladares could do about that. What a thumping drive that was from the left-sided midfielder. Look at this, bang! And his first goal at the Under-17 World Cup will be one that he'll remember, particularly if it's a match winner. Indonesia back in front with 17.5 minutes to go. And hope for the knockout stages is raised once more. Well, in a match that's been bereft somewhat of real attacking quality, that was the best moment of the match. And here they come again. This time, though, it goes wide from Andy Ahmed. Suddenly, all of the pressure is coming from the Asian side. Evandela, who started off with his penalty, shoots from distance. Well, It's a measure of how bad the shooting from distance has been, and that's the best one so far in the game. That one only a few feet over the bar. You can hear the joy coming from the Indonesian fans. Quite like that song, actually. However, they won't like it if Honduras come back here, mistaken, trying to distribute the ball out of midfield by Indonesia, and they've been let off by an injudicious tackle from a Honduran. There's a tackle from Fandli Ahmed, which didn't look that great. 5 minutes to go. Indonesia have led twice in this match. They conceded an equaliser barely 2 minutes after they took the lead. Their lead has lasted 3 minutes now. Hoiked away by Oliva. Nice little turn by Nazril, but into trouble in the end. Panji is the man holding his head, the Indonesia skipper. As you would expect, 90 minutes in both the games so far for the man with the captain's armband on. He's in Bali for club football. That was the goal, though. Well, if you're going to have a match winner, why not do it from outside the area? The balance involved in that was superb. Totally knew what he was going to do from the moment he got his first touch. Well, we're not going to see any more of the Indonesian skipper. He's going to have to be replaced. The man who will come on to replace him is Lucas Raffaelli. Meanwhile, there's also going to be a substitution for Honduras as well. So Christopher Vega is going to come on. He's on the right-hand side. So Honduras are bringing on a defender, as indeed are Indonesia. Indonesia probably needing the defender more than Honduras at the moment by virtue of the fact they're in front. Indonesian fans delighted. So then the skipper is carried off. It's Arana who is going to come off for Honduras.
Substitution for Indonesia. تبديل منتخب إندونيسيا. Player number 4 اللاعب رقم
Final minute. Just confirmation there, Panji coming off to be replaced by Lucas. All charged down. Need to get the ball forward here, Honduras. They are running out of time fast. And they need 2 goals really to give themselves any hope indeed of going through as one of the best third-place teams. Very hard in there. Ivandra Florasta is the man who was on top of things there, literally. He's the man who's got the captain's armband now that the centre-back Panji has been taken off for treatment. Alberto gives the ball away and gives possession away. 10 minutes to go. 80 minutes on the clock. There's a foot left into the challenge there by Vega, who's just come on. However, Indonesia continue on anyway, and they've crafted quite a good opportunity. That goes wide there from Dimas Adi. Nice little weave around there. There was no other options perhaps on, although I say that, but Metza had carried on through and could have received another little ball through, and then it would have been him against the keeper. Honduras with under 9 minutes to do something about this 2-1 deficit is Suazo. Not a bad ball in from Suazo. It's almost a very good ball. 2 players went for it, one with the head, one with a flailing kick. That was Medina. Neither could make contact. And Medina almost got there and took it off the boot of Areola. Instead, it'll be brought away by Baker. Long fishing trip of a ball forward that Metza can't collect and ends up knocking over his marker in any case. Yeah, pretty clear. Running straight into Palacios. So running into Arzu, excuse me. Surprisingly, Honduras now speeding everything up, including the throw-ins. Their World Cup campaign. Now they're spiralling down the plug hole at the moment. Not that they really managed to get the plug in the first place to help build up their hopes throughout this competition. It's been a demoralising experience. They are trying to come forward here with Flores. Suazo. Need both of them in the box, really. Suazo's trying to go through. He goes down. Referee has not given a penalty. I thought he was pointing at the penalty spot there for a second. Suazo looks at his coach. Great run by the forward. Contact with Al Ghazani. So then, video support review has inevitably been served. Makes sense at this point anyway. So the first thing is no offside. There's no handball there by Flores either. So then we start to watch Suazo. He cuts back inside. I'm not quite sure what they're going to tell from that wide angle. We need to be right up close. That's Marvin. Has he just run into? There is a leg forward by Al Ghazani. Could that be interpreted as obstruction rather than a foul? Because if it is obstruction, it would be a free kick, an indirect one. What's the referee going to decide? Not surprisingly, Marin Babu completely in agreement. Well, I think he's just keeping counsel. They probably knows the defender just stood his ground. Desperation by Suazo, desperate to get something. Regan Bodden is about to come on, one of those who was dropped from the starting lineup. And he comes on for Amador. Off goes the midfielder. On comes a forward, not surprising. They've got to throw everything they can now at the Indonesia goal. Literally, here it comes. Another massive throw into the middle, causing problems. Here is Flores. Hits it against an Indonesia defender, and it's that man there, the man who scored the opening goal and has taken the captain's armband as well. Forasta with the complete performance. Going to be another one coming in though. Here it comes again from Oliva. Almost cleared the entire pitch with that. Well, there'll be a few coaches who will be looking at that long throw, I think, and evaluating what's possible. Flores went up for it. That is a corner kick in everything but name. That throw from Oliva. We saw in the first half, he threw it from his deep inside his own half, deep inside the second half. He's got so much power in those arms. Indonesia just getting rid of it anywhere with 3 minutes to go. Honduras at the moment on course for a third straight defeat. Indonesia on course for their first points in Group H that will already be taken by Zambia or Brazil. 81 minutes gone there as well, and Zambia still leading thanks to the goal after 26 minutes by Jonathan Kalimina. All in. Goalkeeper gets something on it, but the referee has blown for a free kick on the Indonesia shot stopper. Decent enough ball in by Martin. But goalkeeper did get there and then was put under undue pressure, according to our referee. Nicely done. Suazo on his way again. Looking inside. Chance here at the last. Bodden immediately into the action, but smothered by Rajasa, who's not had much to do in the first half, but what he has had to do, he's done well. And Bodden will go into the book almost immediately. The referee judging here that he was never in with a chance of getting to this ball and slid in on the goalkeeper. yellow card as well against Zambia too. He's one of those who would have been suspended for the next game had Honduras qualified. So another substitution coming up then. Ilham Ramadona is going to come on for the last few seconds. I'd imagine that the fourth official was getting the minutes added on board ready, and all of a sudden he's got to change that and put up the substitution board instead. There is it, 1 minute. He's managed to get that job done first. It's not an awful lot of time added on at the end of this. Mirza is going to come off. There is Mirza Ferjalotula. He's led the line well in this game. Best chance came in the first half, where he followed up on Ivandra's shot at goal with a rebound that went over. Replaced by Ramadona. He was also a bit part player in the first two games, although not as bit part as this one. Brazil have equalised in the other game. That puts them back at the top of the Group H standings once more, heading into time added on at the end of that game as well. Well, the Zambians will be sick with that, if that stays the way it is, because it will hurt them in terms of the seeding for the knockout stages. Put it into context, the team that is the best in the group stages will take on the team that was the worst of the top 8 third place teams, and it works backwards from there. So it's certainly within your interest to be as high up the seedings as possible. Coming across was Aida Bagus, Putachia. Fabio is going to take the resulting throw in. He's got quite an arm on him as well. Well, this all serves Indonesia's purpose well. It's a yellow card for time wasting, one assumes, for Fabio. Well, we only had 1 minute added on. That's gone to 7 minutes now. Decent ball in, and a good header out by Arzu. I'm sure that ball said 1 minute at the end. It was, I guess, the fourth official got a little bit confused with all of the, and that's going to be a yellow card as well for Alberto. He's not one of those who is on the threat of a yellow card ban yet, but first yellow card in the competition. Corner comes back in again. On it comes Baker with another header, but he couldn't get any purchase on it from the ball forward by Ivandra. I guess it's been the game we were expecting. Both sides have struggled in attack through the competition so far. Their defences couldn't cope with the likes of Zambia and Brazil, but they have been able to cope with each other. Here it comes again. It's a decent ball in, and it bounces through easily for Rajasa again. He really can throw that ball. I've never seen anybody who can throw it quite as far as him. Only 17. He'll only get stronger. Well, the Indonesians are celebrating. Here it comes again. Palacios with the attempt forward. They come back the other way, though. As you can see, though, not many Indonesians coming forward, and it's whacked forward again by Valladares. However, straight to an Indonesian player. Here's Ivandra. Ivandra can see some space on that far side and delivers a lovely ball, but he's offside. On that far side is Fabio. Well, he's been the man who has done his best to drive them forward all the way through this competition in possession, has Ivandra. Got them off and running in this game. For me, he's been the player of the match. I don't know what you think. That was a complete wipeout. Final minute of the minimum 7 added on at the end of the game, and a yellow card comes out for Ali Ghazani. Again, not one of those who was in danger of a ban. Picks up his first yellow of the tournament. Not sure 2-1 is going to be enough, though, for Indonesia to contain their interest, maintain their interest, as Honduras players are beginning to lose their heads now, knowing that they'll be heading home in 4th by the looks of it. They're only young. 16, 17 years old. This is a big competition, a lot of scrutiny, even if it's only under 17s. This is where the growing happens. Free kick in. Oh, it's pinged around all over the place. Ironically, it was Ivandra who didn't know where it had gone, as it rebounded off of his leg. Suazo, surrounded by red shirts, though. Suazo again has it, trying to lead them home on his own. Suazo needs to get the ball in. 3 are there if he can get it in. It's well blocked, though. Everybody in a red shirt, though, back almost inside their own box, which is allowing Honduras to launch a series of attacks. There's the latest one! The punch from Rajasa. And the referee blows, and it's disappointment, a 3rd straight defeat for Honduras. But the first points and a first win for Indonesia. It may not be enough to send them through to the knockout stages of this FIFA Under-17 World Cup, but the goals from Forasta and Alberto enough, as it finishes Honduras 1, Indonesia 2. Celebrations then for Indonesia for the first time in the competition. It's only the 2nd time that Indonesia have qualified for this competition. The first time was last time on home soil. The group stage. This is the first time they'd actually come through a qualifying competition to earn the right of competing on the world's greatest stage for under-17s. And at least they go home with a win, which is more than they achieved when they were hosting the competition in 2023. Their first win at the World Under-17 Cup. So then the statistics rather bear out why Indonesia won that game. 24 attempts, 16 of which were on target, 2 of which hit the back of the net, including a penalty. They had 5 corners. Honduras' discipline fell apart the more the game went on. 3 yellow cards, 17 fouls, although 4 Indonesians also made their way into the referee's book as well. It's still Brazil. Well, Zambia and Brazil will be going through by right to the knockout stages of the Under-17 World Cup, but in which order will they go? It's still 1-1 on their pitch here at the Aspire zone. Goals coming from Jonathan Kalima in the 26th minute, but in the 81st minute, Dell equalised. And scored against Honduras in the opener, has done it again against Zambia. If it stays like that, then Zambia will go through, but they won't win the group, which is what would have happened had they managed to stay in front. They are playing 5 minutes of time added on. They have reached the last of those minutes, and we are waiting to see what happens in that game. And when that game finally finishes, we'll be able to bring you the final standings in Group H. In order to get into the top 8 of games, we have to beat Colombia at the moment, who are on 2 points. So technically, Indonesia are in the top 8 of best third-place teams. But because of Mexico's results earlier in the day, they have been knocked out again. So I'll correct myself on that. Unfortunately, goal difference is counting Indonesia out of -3. Mexico on 3 points, but with a goal difference of -2. Indonesia with 3 points, but on a goal difference of -5. Also missing out so far, Qatar and Costa Rica. Uganda could get into that top 8. They're on 1 point at the moment, but they still have a game to come. So if they were to win that, then they would be able to get to 4 points, which is a tally that only Korea DPR have managed to get to, North Korea. Uganda managed to do that as well. It would be quite something in making their debut at the finals. Zambia also making their debut, have already guaranteed a place in the knockout phases automatically. And they're just waiting to see whether or not they can actually win it. So then